So here we are again with a little bit of a new configuration. As you can see, we got Ken is in the driver's seat here for our comic discussion. So welcome to another edition of Comic Shop Talk. We've got Wayne Demers, Rob Goyer, the aforementioned Ken Lee, and it's me, Chris Mills. So we are your stewards of all good things on the written page. Let's start off. What are we going to talk about this week?
Okay, we'll start off with DC first, and the first thing to talk about is the big event that DC has going on right now, and that is the Doomsday Clock. This is maxi series, 12 issues, I believe, being written by Jeff Johns, one of the great comic book writers of our generations, and art by Gary Frank. This was a deep read. It's a $5.99 cover, and this thing was long. Did anybody have a chance to read this?
I bought it, but I haven't read it yet.
The cover looks great. If you haven't seen the lenticular cover, it's pretty sweet.
It's kind of perfect for a Rorschach to have a...
Rorschach.
Yeah.
DC's absolutely just crushing on
Since
the
he's an
lenticular
ink
covers.
blot,
Beautiful.
and his inky nature gets kind of spread out.
Yeah, the lenticulars. Are you talking about the Superman?
It's
stuff?
Wonder Woman.
Is that what you're talking about?
All the lenticular. The Superman stuff has been great. I thought these were great. This was a great lenticular cover.
Yep.
They're really doing a good job on these. So Doomsday Clock picks up after Watchmen. And basically what's happened is that the world has found out that Adrian Veidt, Ozymandias, actually faked the whole alien invasion that killed millions and millions of people. And now they're all really pissed off and wanting to take his head. So Ozymandias now is trying to recruit some guys to help him fix and save the world. And he's teamed up with a new Rorschach. So spoiler alert, it's not the old Rorschach. If you guys, we all know what happened to Rorschach. He got disintegrated. But he's back somehow. It doesn't look like it's Walter Kovacs. It's some other form of Rorschach, but he definitely acts and talks like Rorschach, and it's pretty cool. Basically they're looking for Dr. Manhattan. They're going to try to search him out, find him, think that he's the only one that can save the world at this point, and that they're somehow going to tie in Superman into this. We're still not quite sure how Superman gets tied into it. He's teased at the very end. He has this crazy nightmare, and then it's the end.
I see a Wonder Woman symbol and a Batman symbol on this too, on this lenticular. So
Well, this is a Rorschach test. You see what you want to see.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
No, it is a Trinity. So
Yep.
obviously this is going to be very much central to the evolution of where the big three from DC are going.
Yep. Cool stuff.
It's Doomsday Clock.
Doomsday Clock.
Check it out. Next book I want to talk about is Batman Annual #2.
Rick, you watched this for us, all right?
This was my pick of the week last week, and I was not disappointed. This was probably the best single issue comic that I've read all year.
That's bold for an annual.
That freaking good. Now I will preface this. It's a love story. It's a love story between Batman and Catwoman. And if you're reading any of Tom King's run on Batman, you know that he's proposed to Catwoman, and she said yes, and seems like they're going to get married. And this book really explores the depth of their relationship and why Batman and Catwoman are kind of just perfect for each other. And it was beautiful. It was written by Tom King, who does the original series, and it was drawn by Lee Weeks, who, if you guys remember, did the Batman Elmer Fudd book, which I was a huge fan of at the release. There's actually a little Easter egg in here where Catwoman steals a Batmobile and she runs it through Porky's bar, and you see all the Elmer Fudd and Bugs and everybody, and it's awesome.
Nice.
So this was a great read. I totally enjoyed it. Check it out if you haven't yet.
Very cool.
And sticking with more Batman, we have Batman White Knight. So Batman White Knight is kind of a alternative universe take on Batman. The premise behind White Knight is that Joker, who's played by Jack Napier, that we all know from the Tim Burton Batman movies, has gone insane. He's been taking this medication, and he's no longer crazy. And he's actually really smart and really charismatic. And then he starts painting this really bad portrait of Batman. Batman causes a lot of collateral damage, causes a lot of violence. A lot of these supervillains only come to Gotham because Batman's here. So it's basically this Joker, this Jack Napier, saying that I'm going to be Gotham's White Knight. I'm going to be the savior. I'm going to save you from this menace called Batman. And it's awesome. It's written and drawn by Sean Murphy. And in this issue, we also have 2 Harleys, which was a interesting choice.
Okay.
So one of the Harleys is like the Batman animated Paul Dini kind of Harley.
Okay.
And then the second Harley is like the Suicide Squad Margot Robbie type Harley. And
I'm on board.
They got more Harleys the better. It's got 2 Harleys. And in this issue,
Rick.
one of these... Watch out,
Rick just passed
he's
out.
super drunk.
Margot Robbie reference. He just kind of became a little faint. So, sorry. I just derailed that one. I apologize.
So what was I saying? So Margot Robbie. Anyways, Batman White Knight, super good. Enjoying the hell out of it. Definitely pick it up and read it.
And that's 8 issues, right?
I think is it 7 or 8?
8-issue series.
Well, I guess it's 8 issues now. I think it was originally solicited as 6. Now we're at 8.
I guess they love the story that much. They just
so
want to continue it.
So far, seems like it's a big smash. I'm digging the heck out of it. Issue 1 and 2. Issue 1 went to a 3rd printing already. Issue 2 is already on a 2nd printing.
Wow.
Number 3 is already sold out as of today, and we're talking about Wednesday, day of release.
Yep.
So that's definitely going back to another printing. This is a good one. I definitely recommend checking that one out.
Cool.
More Batman.
What else?
DC. What else are we going to talk about?
If only Tyler were here to make a comment.
Where's Tyler?
Maybe we'll see him later for another part of our video.
Tyler! Next up is...
He's hiding somewhere. In his office, probably.
Maybe we'll come back with Marvel. We're on Marvel.
Meatloaf! Sorry.
So next up we got DC Metal. This is issue 3, is the latest issue. But it feels like it's been going on forever because there's literally been a million tie-ins.
All those one-shots. Yeah.
And it's tied in with almost every single DC series. Mm-hmm. It's a little tedious, but for the most part, you can get by just reading the main arc. It's pretty cool. It seems to be the culmination of everything that Scott Snyder and Capullo did during their New 52 run. And it's dark, it's definitely rock and roll. It's got all these crazy Batmans. Basically the premise is there's this one crazy Batman-Joker hybrid, and this Batman who laughs, who's been introduced in this series.
Yep.
Seems to be a big hit with the fans. He's gone around to all different universes, and each one of these universes he goes to, the Batman of that universe has gone too far. He's succumbed to the dark side, and he's basically taking the powers of like either one of the Justice League members or like some of these like really bad guys like Doomsday, and take the power and basically rule that world. So this one character that is basically Batman infected with Joker's genetic material. He's gone around, gathered all of these different Bat incarnations, and brought them to our universe. Mm-hmm. And he's kidnapped Batman, and he's kidnapped Superman, and all hell's broken loose, and it's freaking crazy.
Wait, you're reading this book, aren't you?
I have them.
You have them?
Because they are shiny.
Shiny covers. Those that follow us know that if there's a shiny cover, to include a lenticular cover, I'm going to get it.
He's the equivalent of, he's like Gollum, you know, in a comic shop. Sees a shiny cover and must have his precious.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, although I don't have number 3 here, I will after tonight. My whole idea was to wait till the series was out and then read through them. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It might be better. I mean, those are pretty. These are all thick books. Metal, Doomsday Clock. These are all real thick reads. It probably will read better as a collected series.
I do have to say,
At least you're getting a lot for your
I
money.
do enjoy the quality of the covers. Not, forget that it's shiny, but the cardstock that they use is heavy. I enjoy that.
The only downside of that cardstock and the shininess is that it kind of lends itself to spine ticks.
Oh,
so
I'm sure.
like even the slightest amount of pressure is really going to ruin that spine, and it's really hard to find really nice copies of those books.
Yeah. You buy 2.
One to read.
One to read, one to put away.
That's right. Always get 2, at least. Sometimes 4.
Or read it
Depending on
lightly
the
once and
experience.
then get the trade right later.
Oh.
Back in the day, my dad did that with the Infinity War series.
Bought the book.
We
Get
bought the
2,
book,
so
Put it away.
put it away, and
Yep.
then we read 1.
It's awesome.
So
you get 2,
That
so you
works.
can keep reading these over and over and over.
Look, someone got hungry with
Somebody
that
got hungry with this one, yeah. You never know. That's why you get 2. Anyway, I digress.
Okay. Well, rounding out DC, we have surprise, surprise, more Batman
Yeah, Batman, except with a little extra turtle.
with some turtle power added.
Yeah. So, Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had a very wildly successful crossover.
Loved it.
Phenomenal.
Round 2.
And now we're on to round 2. So, this actually, as of the airing, just came up today. So we haven't had the chance, none of us have had the chance actually to read it yet. But we can't wait to dig in, and I think we should flash a little bit of that internal artwork.
Oh, please.
it's
Freddie
you know,
Williams.
it's fantastic
And
artwork.
it really is.
We're gonna get
we don't want to
ticks
give
in the
away too
spine.
much in the
Let it be
story, but don't worry, we'll have a nice closer up shot for
Can you zoom in on that?
Yeah, exactly. We'll do some still shots
back
in
there.
post production here, so you can actually see some of the artwork here. But
We'll take
this
some
really
pictures.
is a beautiful book, and story wise, I mean, I was so surprised that they had pulled off a crossover like this so successfully and so with such quality. I mean, it didn't seem like a cash grab to me, which
No.
when it first appeared, I thought cash grab. But then I read it and I'm like, no, this was
The two
they
universes
really-
just fit together so organically. Like they just came together. They're like, I totally buy into this.
right, and who knew that it would?
Like
You
pizza
know, like,
and pepperoni. Boom.
Like pizza, very nice.
starved. I'm getting
Very
hungry.
Oh,
nice.
yeah, the whole
Very
Teenage
nice.
Mutant Ninja Turtle thing?
Yes. So this is definitely one you want to seek out, and if you haven't read the first series, go hunt down the issues. If you can't find the issues because it did sell out, there were various printings.
Yeah, they should be collecting trade by this point.
There's definitely a trade available, so definitely check it out. All right.
So that's pretty much it for the world of DC. At least all that we cared to go over.
Tyler's very relieved when he realizes he doesn't have to fast forward this video too much to actually get to the stuff that he wants to hear.
I'm just gonna fast forward until he's in the video.
Oh, maybe he will do that actually. So let's talk some Marvel.
Let's talk House of Ideas. Okay, something that I'm really excited about that started off here in Jean Grey number 9
Yes.
is the Return of the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And the Phoenix is back. They came back in this issue, and I don't know what's going to go down, but it's going to get crazy.
Yes.
This is not Jean Grey from the original X-Men. This is the teenage Jean Grey that was displaced from time. It was actually the same Jean Grey that was in the original X-Men, but now she's living in present day. And Jean Grey that originally possessed the Phoenix Force power was a seasoned superhero. She had fought many battles against many powerful enemies, and she had no chance surviving against Phoenix.
No.
So I'm pretty worried about what's going to happen to Miss Jean Grey. And I'm excited because Jean Grey's always kind of been my comic book girlfriend. I'm very excited.
Well, she's trying to learn more about the Phoenix, right? And,
Yes.
And basically how to guard herself against it. She's actually talked to some certain other big powers within the Marvel universe in order
yes.
to get tips, right?
She's been recently being mentored by the White Queen herself, Emma
the
Frost.
White Queen.
And that didn't go well.
No, she sought the guidance of Namor.
Yeah,
Right?
Yep.
And I mean, maybe not getting the answers that she's looking for through this run, but yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. And we have quite an exciting story arc coming up, obviously, about the Phoenix. with some spectacular artwork on the first issue.
Yeah, there's going to be some really nice covers coming out for the Phoenix Resurrection. You can throw a dart and hit a really great one. There's an In-Hyuk Lee one that was just released, awesome. Yep. There's an Archer one that was released that looks amazing. This is going to be a big event, and I can't wait. I'm a huge Phoenix fan, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. All right. What's next?
So this was a little shake-up in the Marvel universe.
You get some mischief to talk about?
Yes, we're going to talk about some tricksiness. This is Loki, the Sorcerer Supreme in Doctor Strange. So, Donny Cates is writing this. If you guys read my blog, you're well aware that I think the world of Donny Cates as a writer. I love Redneck. I love God Country. I thought that was absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. He's currently writing Thanos for Marvel and also this little book. And he really just shook things up. Doctor Strange is no longer Sorcerer Supreme. Doctor Strange is like a veterinarian Dr. Doolittle. And
this
nice little twist.
This really excites me.
So it's a cool idea.
It's a really good idea.
It is.
So we got Loki, who we know is...
It's almost better than Vote Loki.
Almost. Loki, we have a hard time with Loki because, we like Loki. He looks like he's doing stuff for, he has good intentions, but, it's Loki. He's a trickster. His motives aren't all altruistic. He's got some other crazy wackiness up his sleeves. So, not sure what's going on in this book. It totally just shifts you completely off balance. It's funny, and it's interesting as heck. Yep. And you should be reading it. This is good.
Definitely.
Good stuff.
Definitely one of the winners for the Legacy run here.
Next up, following with more Legacy, we have one of Rob's picks. Monsters Unleashed and the Fing Fang Fatale.
You didn't think we were going to talk this book, right? But see, Rob just throws everybody off with a little keep you off balance here, right?
It's a fantastic series. The event that happened was I fell in love with what was going on. It was a global event where everybody was shook and couldn't figure it out. And then comes along this 12-year-old kid that has a pad and a pencil and saves the day.
Are we talking about Kid Kaiju?
Yes.
The Kid Kaiju.
New characters. They have something to do with Elsa Bloodstone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
great character.
Great character. Yeah. Monster hunter.
Mm-hmm. Indiana Jones type-ish.
Yeah, very adventure-y, and she's kind of leading his way against the monsters that are coming up to try to take over the Earth, really. The event started, what led into the series, the Leviathans, which is what the Inhumans battled thousands of years ago, and they were invading the Earth from basically a different dimension, and all of a sudden, here's this kid, he's an Inhuman that he didn't know about, because whatever he draws a monster, he summons it. That's the coolest power.
That's awesome.
He's like that old Nickelodeon character.
Yeah.
Remember Simon?
I didn't have
Simon, and the things I draw come true.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
he's
Are
that
you
guy.
talking about that guy in the tub in SNL?
Yeah. Well, SNL parodied. Yes.
I thought it was his own thing. I had no idea.
That was actually based on a real show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
For real old
educational.
People. They're
Chalk
too
Zone
young.
for the younger crowd.
Oh,
no,
gosh.
it's great. It's
Love it.
he summons monsters that he's seen in his dreams to fight the Leviathans, and nothing's working. Then all of a sudden, Moon Girl comes along, and she helps him. She just tells him, "Hey, you can do this. You can do this." And he's like, "Well, I have some ideas," and he draws up brand new monsters. These brand new characters. They all have their own characteristics that are new to the Marvel universe, and they're all fantastic, and they pretty much Voltron together, essentially.
Don't they every once in a while start chasing him though?
Not his monsters. His monsters are like he's the commander of his monsters.
Okay.
They're there with him all the time now.
They won't turn in their creator. Or maybe that's a future story.
So is this Luke Cage in the book as well?
I haven't gotten to read that one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it looks like Luke Cage makes an appearance too.
Spoiler alert.
And,
Yeah.
well, he's just in it.
Yeah.
He's not like fighting monsters or anything. The artwork looks awesome.
Yeah, it's like fantastic.
Giant dragon battles, giant kaiju battle.
Bing bang.
Follow up, bang bang.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, looking for something different. That's definitely it.
Yeah, it's definitely not my normal superhero read.
You know, hey, we got Jurassic Park,
There you go.
Jurassic World Part 2 coming out, Pacific Rim. This is kind of like the
Kind of a
perfect
little
primer.
companion, basically,
Yeah.
right? To all
Yeah.
those, similar theme. So, good stuff. All right.
All right, next up, another little shake-up. It was more of a mashup.
Speak to my heart.
We all know how much Marvel loves our mashup. It's the Punisher, and Punisher apparently got his hands on the War Machine armor.
Yes.
Um,
Little Stark Tech.
if anyone doesn't know what the War Machine armor, it's basically the Iron Man armor, but with tons of guns, just guns out of everywhere.
It's more bulky. It's not. You can't even. It's not even like the Iron Man. It is the Iron Man armor.
Flying
but
tank.
It is.
It's
It's a tank.
tankified.
He's- It's just so.
Yep.
I don't know.
And Punisher's
Perfect
got
for the Punisher.
It
though.
is.
a man who loves guns.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
is pretty liberal with his use of them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Say the least.
so anyways, I guess Nick Fury needed Punisher to do a job for him, and in return
Classic.
for his help, he might have tipped him off to a certain piece of equipment that may have gone missing. In the end of this issue, Frank's got his hand on the War Machine armor. We didn't really get to see him kind of take the gloves off. So next issue of this, I'm really excited for. They got these awesome Clayton Crane covers. This is gonna be a fun read. I'm gonna be on board for this.
For those of you keeping track, James Rhodes in Marvel World is gone. He's dead. So if you haven't been keeping up, that is why the War Machine armor was available.
Now, what's his Carol Danvers, right? Was it
Carol
Captain Marvel?
Danvers? Yeah, it was. Yes, it was in the Civil War II storyline.
Don Keaton.
And I believe it was
Keatle.
Keaton.
Don Cheadle.
Don Keatle.
Don
Cheadle.
Keaton.
But he didn't
So,
die in that.
Don, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes. So anyway, yeah, this is really cool. I'm excited about it. It's definitely a new turn for Frank. They didn't zombify him this time, or make him an angel, or drop him down a rabbit hole and make him.
Didn't make him a lady either.
Didn't make him a Frankenstein. So I'm good with it.
Yeah.
So
I'm down.
all right.
Next up, one of Chris's picks, and it is the relaunch of Moon Knight, written by Max Bemis.
Yes.
Now,
About time.
Yeah.
Jeff Lemire's run on Moon Knight was muddy.
That's a good word for it.
It was muddy. It was
Muddy.
a thick read,
Mhm.
and a lot of it didn't really make sense. I don't know how much of it was because he didn't have a lot of time with it, because he knew he wasn't going to be a Marvel long. But for good or for worse, we started over, and you really like this.
So this is started off 2 issues in so far. It is the Moon Knight series that I hoped the last one would be. The last one started off with some promise, but we never seemed to really get going.
Yeah.
It seemed to spin its wheels a lot and just tied you up in this, this, like you said, muddiness or murkiness of his multiple personalities, and it just never went anywhere.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot
it
of
was a
time
little
trying to
bit
figure
frustrating.
out, like, what's real, what's not, how does any of this tie together, does
Yeah.
any of this actually tie together?
Yeah, absolutely. And that stuff needs to be explored with this character. It's part of his character, but not at the cost of telling the story. In this, I feel like we're actually getting a story. We don't waste no time in introducing a real, scary villain. Who's got his own, it's frightening, actually, his origin. So, I don't want to give away anything, but if you pick up this book, bang, right from issue 1, you're going to be, if you're a Moon Knight fan and you love the lore, the
Technically,
concept,
issue 188.
that's right.
Thank
Technically,
you,
it's
Marvel
188.
Legacy numbering, which
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Right. But you won't be
That
if you're a Moon Knight
conversation's for
fan.
another time.
Oh my god, we could do a whole episode on this.
Yeah, I mean it's fantastic. I mean, and the cover's really cool too. I mean, just check out that cover there. I mean,
that's pretty cool.
We got a little bit of sun and moon action here, so and that's not a Pokemon reference. So I say go for it, enjoy it. All right.
All right. We got more shaking up of the Marvel Universe.
Yes.
Astonishing X-Men number 6.
Big happenings.
Charles Soule and
Charles who? What?
Scholl?
Oh.
School? How do you say the name? Soul?
Soul? Yeah.
I never knew how to pronounce that.
Kegel.
Don Cheadle.
Writing another Charles.
And and Mike Del Mundo on artwork. I'm a huge fan of Mike Del Mundo on artwork. So this just came out this week, and the big thing that happened in this, and if you've been keeping up with Astonishing X-Men, they've been teasing the return of Charles Xavier. And he does in fact return in this issue, not in the way that you may have expected.
Ooh.
But he's back, and it's confusing. But it wouldn't be an X-Men book if it wasn't.
That's right.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm going to disappoint.
But pick it up, check it out, and yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what they do with this. It was weird.
It's a giant game of psychic chess.
Yeah, a lot of mind games going on.
Yes, I quite enjoyed it. And I sense, not that I want to get into the pop culture talk right now, but I'm sensing more of an emphasis on the X-Men upcoming pretty soon by Marvel as a whole.
So, yes.
So, with the recent happenings with
nothing official
Disney and
yet,
Fox, but there could be some pretty big news on the horizon in the cinematic world, so that might actually spill over into the storytelling a little bit.
Well,
so.
And we can talk about it more in pop culture, but one of the things that I know is getting a lot of discussion is whether or not we'll see the end of rated R movies if some of these titles go to Disney.
Disney will just create another subsidiary.
Yep, I think.
And just relabel it. They know how to make money, and they know it works, and they're not stupid. So you just won't see that little Magic Kingdom symbol pop up, But yeah,
Deadpool.
Deadpool might blow up the Magic Kingdom. You see him with a. Anyway.
Take a dump on the Okay, we got another one of Chris's picks. We got Spirits of Vengeance. I know you've been excited about this one.
Oh, this is right from the get-go. I have been just stoked to see. Can I use that word? I'm bringing stoked back. All right, I'm bringing it back. You got Johnny Blaze. All right. You got Blade. We haven't seen Blade in a while, It's fantastic, all right? We're introducing some of these characters that I basically got into comics in the 90s, and a lot of the books that I read were kind of like maybe those edgier...
Supernatural?
Supernatural stuff, probably tending more towards the violent stuff, but, with Punisher, but I loved Ghost Rider. And I loved Blade. I loved battling, vampires. Kind of have that horror theme to it,
I love Blade.
And so we're bringing these characters together, and then on top of it, you've got Damon Hellstrom. All right, the son of Lucifer, who, if you haven't been keeping up, he's kind of like disavowed his father. He doesn't. He's thrown in with the good, more or less, and there's a lot of high upper crust society type things going on here where interacting with the people, the elites basically, and there's a story about by issue 3 it becomes clear you've got a little bit of a Judas Jesus connection, which is very interesting, and all the baddies, and I'm not going to tell you who the bad guys are, but they're all basically seeking the silver that Judas was paid when he betrayed Jesus, when he betrayed mankind, and I'm not going to go any further. But this story is great. It's a 5-issue, I believe. It's and that's a shame. So I hope they continue it. They bring another arc into the fold. But this is just a great story. 3 issues in, I'm completely hooked. The week it comes out, it's my first read, automatically.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Top of Chris's pile every week.
It's the top of the pile. I love it.
Nice. All right. This had I just want to touch on this. This came out. The first issue of this came out with a giant-sized X-Men homage on the lenticular cover. And, did you guys see this cover?
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people didn't see lenticular covers, and I feel like I should bring it up a little bit because just in general, DC been doing such a good job with lenticular covers. And when Marvel relaunched their Legacy with their Legacy campaign, they relaunched basically all the titles with lenticulars, and they have been terrible.
For the most part.
They don't actually lenticle.
They may lend, but they don't tickle.
They don't tickle at all.
They tickle your fancy?
That's very good.
Yes.
Very good.
I'm on board with you on that. And I have them all. I looked at them all. Some you can't tell when you move the cover. You don't know if you've got to go this way or this way. Some have to be on the rack at a certain height, on a certain angle, and then all of a sudden you can see it clear as day.
Yeah.
And those are like, oh wow.
Hey, that looks
so when
good.
it works very well. And then
But just don't
99% of the rest of them don't work
But it
very
just
well at all.
doesn't really work most of the time.
Exactly. And what's frustrating is if you picked up Marvel Legacy 1, there was very little change in the lenticular portion of it, right? So you had Captain America on the cover.
Yeah.
The bang for your buck was the backside, where it was a beautiful... Yeah. Well, this is an ad, but the backside didn't get an ad. The backside was an extension of the cover.
Okay.
I'm sorry, on the regular one it was, but on that, when you look at the lenticular, it was an ad for an upcoming issue. And man, the lenticular artwork on the back just was a home run. It didn't flop between 2 covers. It just kind of gave you a 3D effect, which was done perfectly. That to me is where I would have liked to have seen Marvel continue, is give me that 3D effect as I move the cover back and forth.
So that ended up in your bag and board as a manga style book then, right?
So I bought 2, right? So I bought one to show this way, and then I bought the other one and bagged it this way. So yeah, because to me that was the back artwork was the way to go, and I think that cover, if I'm not mistaken, is on the back of most of the lenticulars. If you look on the back, the best one to me was actually Jean Grey, which was most simplistic.
Simple, yeah.
So that one flopped very, very well. I had gone to the Rhode Island Comic Con, and those that went, when you got your badge, it was a lenticular badge. Mm-hmm. So I kept looking at this lenticular badge and saying, how awesome does this one flop back and forth compared to all these comics I threw the money at because it's shiny. So I buy things like that. So I was really disappointed. Honestly, if anybody in Marvel happens to see this video,
Wayne's got some cat in his DNA.
It was a real shame because some of the artwork was some of the cover homages were excellent. The Captain America homage was fantastic. There were some really good pieces of artwork. The execution was awful. I know that they're doing a lot of the second prints are going to be done just the regular artwork without the lenticulating. But I know a lot of stores probably aren't going to buy the second printing because they have like 100 copies of the lenticular not selling. Yeah. So that was a big miss for Marvel. That was a shame.
And although I said I like the Jean Grey issue, there are a couple cool Spider-Man ones. There was a cool Wolverine one. So here and there's some really cool ones. And if you can get it to flop, so you can really look at the cover that was kind of reimagined, if you will. Some of it was just awesome covers. And what I like is, in some stores you're seeing the lenticular stand right by the second printing. So you can actually get a good idea, like, oh, is that
what it's supposed to look like?
That's what it's, that is awesome. So glad I got this lenticular, so if I hang it on the right, Whatever.
So,
Sorry, Marvel, you really
Sounds like a
screwed the
whole lot of
pooch
work.
on that one. I'm sorry.
we're gonna move on now.
Moving along.
We're gonna get into some Star Wars. We're
Oh,
gonna cleanse the
man.
palate of that.
Wait.
As of this recording, we're a week away from the next Star Wars movie, so
Yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
eager for that. Very, very eager for that. But you want to talk Mace Windu? Mace Windu. I'm not going to ruin the storyline. This is only what, issue 3? Yeah, issue 3. So, that's issue 3. We're up to issue 4 right now.
There were no more.
And so,
The Force was not with us.
no. So where we are is Mace Windu took a couple Jedi and they went off on a mission to another planet. In the latest issue, we get some history of Mace Windu, which is pretty cool because we really don't know too much about Mace Windu. We know he has a purple lightsaber. That seems to be the thing everybody really knows about him. So now we're learning a little bit about his Padawan roots. And in the latest story, let's just see, there's a parallel to what's going on with his mission now as a Jedi Knight. And you keep having these throwbacks, and it's of him as a Padawan, and the things are paralleling. So you get to the end of the issue, and we don't know the outcome until we get issue 5. But I have to say, not all of the Star Wars sub-characters that they've had their own little series have been great. Chewbacca being one, that was not a great series.
It was okay.
Lando. Lando was Hondo's another character, but Lando's who I meant. That was another
I liked
okay
Lando.
series. It was okay.
It
was
started
an okay
off
series.
slow, but it was good.
Yeah, it was
Also
an
written
okay
by
series.
Charles Schul.
So, yes.
So I still recommend this one. This is a very good series, especially because we're getting some information on his history.
What I like about it is the fact that a lot of these 5-issue series that Star Wars has been throwing at us, they have started off like really not grabbing me. By the end, I've ended up liking them, and that's pretty much held true for virtually all the series. Mace Windu, right out the gate, I was like, whoa, this one grabbed me, and it was probably the character I had the least interest in out of all of them, which is kind of interesting. So well done.
So far, good. Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
So if you haven't picked that one up, please do pick that one up. Yeah, I think you'll be happy with it.
All right, what do we have next?
Another book by Charles Schul.
Oh man, Darth Vader.
Yes.
So Darth Vader, the first series that Marvel released after Disney bought Star Wars, was awesome. Right,
Awesome.
25 great issues.
Awesome.
We really got to see Darth Vader was really mean. He's mean.
Badass.
He's bad. He's what we thought we would see and what we really aspire to see on the big screen. We got the tiniest little bit of that in Rogue One.
Oh yeah.
But if you are a true Star Wars fan and maybe you don't read comics, change your mind, go out there and get the trade paperbacks or even the hardcover series for Darth Vader, the first series. Now the second series comes out and I'm kind of curious where we're going to go with it. It picks up immediately after episode 3, right at the end. Oh,
So it's actually before.
Wow.
I don't think the camera picked that up.
Yeah.
Apparently we have a monster sitting at the table with us. But this series is not a prequel, but it takes place before.
Before A
in the
New
timeline.
Hope. So it's before
Yeah.
A New Hope, but immediately at the end of episode 3.
Yeah.
So basically when Star Wars
Before Rogue
does
One.
his before Rogue One,
Okay.
right? And when he does his best Frankenstein impersonation when he comes off the board,
Let's
that's
not
where we
talk
pick
about
up.
that, all right?
But that's where we pick up. And actually, to be honest with you, if you read that, I feel like they're trying to twist what they did a little bit. It's not nearly as bad in the comic. But anyway, I digress. That's where you pick up with this series. Nearly every single issue is just amazing. He is still ruthless, but now we're starting to learn his journey through the dark side, his journey through becoming a Sith Lord. And those of you who may watch Star Wars Rebels, there are those out there that don't like the series. That's okay. There are those that don't like to read the comics. That's okay. But what you're missing is if you're not someone like myself who likes both, this series is bridging these stories together. So I don't know what happens in this particular issue because I haven't read it yet. I'll spoil this, so spoilers. Those of you who have watched Star Wars Rebels and know about the Inquisitors, the very first Inquisitor, we knew there was something about him, and later through the show we find out that he was a Jedi. That's confirmed in this Darth Vader series. What we did not know about all the other Inquisitors is they are all Jedi, or were formerly Jedi, right? So this is awesome,
basically.
because Darth Vader, I don't know that the Inquisitors actually realize that this is Anakin Skywalker. They don't even know, they don't know of Darth Vader, other than just name. Mm-hmm. So when Darth Vader comes in, he's put in charge of these Inquisitors, and man, I mean, he makes them pay. He's putting them through pain, and I'm telling you, it just brings so much more depth to Star Wars Rebels, and the story is excellent. So that's the most talking we'll do tonight.
And it doesn't change anything based upon what he said.
Yeah, so please, if you're not reading it, pick it up. It's only out in issue 9, so I'm sure you can catch up.
Very good stuff.
Yes,
excellent. Can you roll Rick over before he chokes on his own vomit?
Oh gosh, Rick.
Crazy Trump.
You need to, lay off the bottle there, Rick. All right.
That's everything from Marvel. We're gonna get just a couple of quick notes on the indies for people that are into collecting first appearances and new character alerts. This is G.I. Joe. They're releasing a female version of Snake Eyes, Lady Snake Eyes. I don't think that's what they're calling her, but Space is what she is. So she's out. Issue 245, 246 is going to be a first appearance. It might be worth just pick one of those up if you see them.
Cool.
Here in Spawn 280, I can never quit this series. In this one, Cyan's back. If you guys are Spawn fans, Cyan is the daughter of Wanda and Al's best friend, Terry.
Yep.
And they had a child. And apparently she has crazy powers too, and she's back, and this issue was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Well, that was indie. That's pretty much it in the world of comics. There's a ton more, but I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, we want to encourage you to write into us. Make some comments on the YouTube channel. Hit us up over at shopcreatestories.com with the blogs. Just let us know what you're thinking, and if there are topics that you want to hear us talk about, or comics that you think should be given some attention that we're not giving. Let us know, because we'd be happy to talk about them.
Especially if you want a Star Wars show.
That's right. Star Wars has been a main feature here every episode, but and it probably won't change. But anyway, we thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.